Them. Something about a train is that it takes you from point A to point B. Same thing for cars, same thing for motorcycles, same thing for bicycles, which I do not like. Same thing for, if you have small witchcraft, bottom line is you're trying to get from point A to point B. And a few things help. And this is what we can apply to our work. A few things help with moving from point A to point B. If you have a business, hopefully you are trying to become bigger, right? Even though some people like small businesses, and I do like small businesses, as much as I can, I prefer to work with small businesses because it's beautiful to see growth, it's beautiful to see them doing things differently. But I believe that we all want to become big with whatever it is we're doing. So if you're selling bubblegum, for instance, you want to sell bigger. You might even want to manufacture at some point. And a few things help. One, feasibility studies. You must know the market. So for instance, someone met me once when I was bald. Someone met me and said, "Oh, she sells hair cream." And I'm like, okay, because I don't have any hair. Why are you telling me you sell hair cream, right? There's the whole natural hair movement. Marketing relaxers to that person is a waste of your time because they belong to the natural hair movement, right? So feasibility studies. What do people need? I run an organization called TechHer, which helps women remain in technology. And that organization runs primarily on feasibility studies because we believe that, and this was one of the things that led me to starting it. People keep saying, every year, a number of us might have heard people say, we're bringing women into technology. But my question was, where is everyone? Because when I want to do something and I need a bunch of women to have a conversation with, I can't find them. So where are the people they've been bringing? And so we started thinking about, when they come, do they stay? And then we started asking them, what stops you from staying? And I found out that one of the reasons why women don't stay in tech is a simple thing. If a guy has a problem, he can go to another guy and say, "Guy, how far? I'm trying to do this. I can't seem to get it. Waiting, how can you help me?" etc. But for females, we have a few things that stop us from being open like that. We have shame, we have pride, we're like, I don't want them to know, I don't know this, etc. And after we spoke to a number of people, we decided to start a community where people can feel free to ask any question at all. We've had questions ranging from, what is MailChimp? To, how do I change the font on my website? To someone saying someone was ripping her off, who was her web manager or her web development manager, things like that. And I believe that TechHer will not only help them stay, but it will help them get comfortable for when we all have children, because we're young women. And the reason why I say help them get comfortable is, I remember when I went to study social media, I was going to go to England to study. And my father wanted me to study law, international relations, or something quite prestigious. But I wanted to do social media. And so he said, okay, go. And I think he was having a conversation with some of his friends. And he told them, my child is going to the United Kingdom to study social media. And they said, your child is going to study Facebook? So he came home and he said, come, what is that thing you said you want to study? And for a year, I didn't go because he didn't believe that, there was no convincing him that social media was on Facebook. And so back to TechHer, we believe that if we help women become comfortable with technology, by the time their children are thinking of careers in tech, it will be more organic rather than, asking the kinds of questions my dear father asked me. So feasibility studies, find out what people need and meet that need. I won't enter a train going to London Euston if I actually need to get to Kent. Doesn't make any sense. It's a nice train, air, etc. They might even have one of the coffee shops on the train, but it's not going where I'm going. In the same way, your product might be beautiful. It might be everything, gorgeous, well-priced, etc. But if people don't need it, they won't get it. Second thing, moving very nicely along into value. What value are you offering people? We're in the age of entrepreneurs. Everybody's selling something. People are selling hair, slippers, stationery, human beings. Why should I buy from you? What is the extra I get for buying from you? What is the difference in the quality of your product? How do you make me feel after buying? One of my friends put up a picture on Facebook recently, and he said he went to I think it was a Chicken Republic in Lagos, and he wanted to get something, a filet or something. And they didn't have it, and so he was like, how can you not have this, etc. And the lady serving was smiling at him. And so he said, why are you smiling? And she said she's looking at his dreadlocks or something random like that. He ended up taking a selfie with her, putting it on Facebook, and then a number of people started saying, oh, I went to that branch, I saw that person. Simply for that reason. So it's not, he didn't get the filet, obviously, because he didn't have it, but he made a friend. And people started going there because of that person smiling. And all of them, it became like, go there, take a picture with her, just to show this guy that, oh, I saw her, she smiled at me too, you're not special. If I was the owner of that business, I would do something for that girl. Because without knowing it, she deflected something that would have been a horrible Nigerian businesses are bad situation, and she's brought you new people. So how do you make the people who come to you feel? I was speaking to a friend of mine this morning and saying that, I was actually chatting with him and saying that I'd gotten 2 referrals in 1 week, and the 2 referrals had paid me money between Wednesday and this morning. And he said something, he's some big government person in Lagos, and he was saying sometimes small businesses like mine don't realize how much value their clients are to them beyond their business. So if I do something for you and I make you feel really great, the chances that you will tell somebody else about me are very, very high. So how do you make your people feel? Even if I was cheap, right? If I was rude to you, you wouldn't come back. The person I'm using now to do to do graphics for me is not cheap, but he's great, and he always has a smile. I was playing music in the office this morning. He was singing. Those little things. How do you make your people feel? What value are you offering them?